Okay, so hi and welcome to Pips. Let's start with easy, I guess. Subscribe. Okay, so yeah, three numbers. So the only triple here is the one, so we'll just put that next to the other. Is that not? Can you not organize in the bottom? That's kind of stupid, but who cares? Okay, so the main thing is we need to use the five and something, and we need fives. And then we also need a 5. So that feels pretty easily done, except for in order to get... Okay, so here's how that works. 3 and 2 make that, and that means we have the 1. And 2 and the 5 make the 5, so we'll do that, and that makes 5, and then this makes 1, and then this is also 5. And you've did it! Hooray! Try another difficulty. Wahoo! Did you ever doubt? Okay, this is going to be a little more where we need a 6, and they all need to equal the same, so, and they all need to equal the same. So that's good, and we have, so we need a quad. The first quad I can think of is 2, so that's easy. So let's just think about how we can shove this double 2 in there. Probably like this. I don't know. Oh no, yeah, that works. Okay, so the 3 and 4, the only way you can get a 3 in there is to put the 4 there, because there's no other 3 that can work, so that's easily done. Then we need a 6, so we need the 6 and 1, or we need 555 needs to be in the middle, so that's also a pain to do. How do we get 5s in the middle? Wait, what? How is this even possible? Oh wait, I'm stupid. It would just be 5 vertical, 6. That's kind of obvious. And then we would use the equals 2. So 5 and 2 would be um yeah, 5 and 2 would be like that, and then 5 and 4 would be here. 6 goes there, and 2 goes there. Easy. Now for the hard one, we have a bunch of equals. So we start with, we need two of them are 5s, but the shapes are weird. So we gotta merge them with, has to equal 2, and it has to equal. So we need something with a 1. So there's a 6 and a 4 with a 1, or 3 with a 1, or 5 with a 1. Lots of 1s. Um, Good and bad. This one, I assume, needs to have a double, and there's two different doubles. There's the 6 and there's the 5. The question is which one goes where, I don't know. Also, this one needs to equal 0, which is fascinating. So spare dice will go there, I suppose. That's the last thing to concern yourself with. And less than 3, question mark, winky face. So the other one is equals 1, which, so 6, if 6 equals 1, that's that, so that's half of the 2 that it needs. Also, empty spaces, but you realize there's only 4 empty spaces, so we can't use any of the empty spaces there, so that's why I didn't think of putting the 2 there. Also, that would never, two empty space would work, but because of the 4 empty, you get it. The 8 is complicated. So we need one thing that equals 8. That would be this one. That's kind of obvious. Unless I'm stupid. Which I can't be, because this 6 can't be... This one can't be anywhere else. It has to be there. So Unless it's the fives, it doesn't make any difference. But the point is that it doesn't. The equals is oh crap, there could be a 4 equals, but then it equals a 1, and then that doesn't do a thing. And then there's only so much 2 going on. So I might be wrong about where the 6 goes. Hold on, put that back. Let me think about this for a few more seconds than I have been. They all need to be equals, but then that has to equal 2. So you would think that if 4, I'm sorry, I'm trying to orient it so that it'll be like that. Like that. Because 4, and then another 4. Wait, no, but there are 4 fours, but one of the 4s might be a red herring because of how that works. But we need another 5 numbers, and we don't have 5 fives, I just realized. Do we not have 5 fives? We have 4 fives. Okay. So the equals 4 makes more sense. So the 5 could go up there, maybe. Because we have 5. Do we have 5 fours? We have 5 fours. Okay, that's good. Wait, but the 5 fours works with 6. And the 4s need to, like, the number of them. Wait, do we have more 6s than we need? Something needs to equal 2. What if 6 equals 2 equals this? And then let's just put this here for no reason. And then that equals 2. Well, that would mean this it has to be that. And then this can be this. That solves for that question mark. But then we need an equals. And we need a 0. So if we say 4, then we need 0, 4, question mark. And we can't do that configuration. Wait, how is this going to work? Because, oh, hold on. Wait, how many 5s do we have? We have, never mind, that 5 can't work. I didn't pay attention to how many 5s we have. The 5s, we do have enough 5s to do that because we have that 5s, which has to be vertical. Okay. I think? Maybe? Yeah, that makes more sense. But then where's the 8 coming from? How can we make 8 again? Like, this is an 8, but I don't want to do that because that changes what the 6 is doing. But I might be wrong about how the 6 do. And none of this makes any sense because now if I 1 5, if I 1 5, then I get that. And how can I equal again? Like, let's say I do that. 4, 4, 2. But that has to equal, so we need another 4, 1 to make that work. Or a double 4, which we don't have. Or this could be moved over. The other one goes into the making of the 8. And then 5, 4 was the way that, no, this. And then 4, 5, no, 5, 4 has to go here, maybe. How do we make 8? I can't see how to make 8. And also, I can't see how to make 0. Well, okay, if the double goes here, and the 4, and 0 less than 2, 4, 3, almost there. So we're wrong, but we're close. But we're also very wrong. How equals 2 equals 2, 6, 6, 2. Well, my preconception of this is wrong. Probably this. And even this one. If I do that the other way, that's 6. So we can work with that. If there was a 2-1, that'd be great. I don't see a 2-1. So we can't, that doesn't work. God. It's like you get it and then you don't get it, because how can you 4 unless 4 free? And 5 seems right. And then there's no 1, 0. So, and I'm pretty sure you have to configure the zeros like that. So there's no other way to do the zeros. That's like the first step, I suppose. My assumption of the 6s is it's the same amount as the 5s. So that could be the misconception, is that the 5s and the 6s could be reversed. And then you have the other solution of 6 and 5s can go here. Like, that's the whole thing, is that the 5s can do that. And then we have 5, 4 and the 1, 5. But that doesn't fit anything in there. Wait, huh? Am I stupid? Don't answer that. 5. Is there a 3, 2? There's a free 5. No, I need a free 1. Hello, free 1. There we go. 4 and 6. There you go. Flip it. Don't eat it. Alright, don't you just want to grab it? 5, 1 has to go upward. Just get in there, push it up, put it there. 5 free. I assume 5, 2. Where's the 5, 2? There's no 5, 2. How am I doing this? Why is my brain so stupid? I can't even do a 5, 2. Oh my god, you can't even do a 5, 2. And there's no other way to do that. Like, the tile here has to be sideways. So, I'm still stuck. Even if I do the rest, like this, and it equals 2? Is there a 6, 2? But then, how do I reorganize it so that 6, 2 fits, but it doesn't? There is a 6, 2. But you see how there's that empty slot, so it's like, how do you do that? And the easy solution I can think of is shut up and think of how to reorganize this shit. Is there a 5, 1? Yeah. So that's where that should go. And then the other one is an 8. And the other organization of the flanges. That doesn't make any sense. How do we solve for... And the 4 could be anywhere. Oh, the 4 could be anywhere. Oh, the 4s. Oh, that... How many 4s are there? Oh, I'm wait, hold on. If I change this to be oriented like this, thusly, then it doesn't, the other two could be there and the 4 could be there instead, which changes my options again. But how do I solve for this now? There's no double 4. And there's no other way to organize the tiles of the zeros. Question mark. Unless I can't, for example, do that because it leaves the empty space. So that's not good. And there's no other way to get enough tiles to get in there. So it's like, what? How do you... Huh? Oh, this is the mind boggle. I'm sorry, when I try to move something, can you just snap to empty tiles instead of being a butt? I had it right the first time. Maybe. No one knows. The thing is I have to know which number works in the 5 space, but then I need to figure out the numbers in the... And the 8 is the most important thing, which is like, oh, it's just so easy to say 5 free is the 8, because that's an easy way to solve that. But it doesn't mean that it's right. So what if is there 2 5 1s? No. So I can't do that. And then I can't figure it out. Like you would think that 6 1, 6 6, 6 2, right? That fits. And then we don't have a 1 1, so we can't do that configuration. So how do we 6? How do we 4? How do we everything? We definitely can't do that because we need a triple. But it's all whatever, and there's so many 4s, and I can't solve for 8. Am I dumb about the zeros? Is the zeros not the way that it is? I don't understand. Part of me wants to remove everything because I don't know if the 5s go there, because the 5s are interchangeable with the 6s. But I think the zeros are correct, and it's the only thing I think is correct. I need to find an 8 solution that also works with transitioning into, like 5 4, it works this way. It doesn't, but there is no double 4, so it doesn't work. So the other, wait, there's a double 5. So if we did that, and there's a 4 1, and then it's about making the other 1, and is there a 4 5 1? And a free 4, right? That's maybe an idea, but we've lost one of the 5s to that solution, and we need that 5, and we need the 5 1 for this if we're going to do that, so that doesn't work if we need to fuck off. And then this 5 5 3 would work for that, and then that's the 5's done. But now the 3 doesn't work, so we could do 6 and 2, or 4 and... Is there 4 2? No. What the jizz? Like, it's so hard to figure out about what goes where. If I think of if we must do that 5, then the 6 must go there. The 1, 6 has to go, for example, here to finish that off. 6, 2 would fit here. The other 6 has to go here technically. But now there's no way that you could do any of it, so it's all shit. None of this is right. There are only so many 2s. Don't eat it. Why am I so stuck on the 0? I think the 0 might be throwing me off. Because I think of, is there any other way to solve that? And it's like, okay, there must be a 0 and less than 3. So that works. And then the only other way, this is the only configuration that works. There's no other solution for 0 that I can think of. Because this is the linchpin. It has to be there. So, like, unless there's another like, if there was another 2 that could go there, for example, then that means we can use the 4 here. Because all we need is a 2 there, or less than, which means we could use anything for that. And then we could use 4 for the middle, but again, 4 for the middle doesn't work because there's no double 4. So that ruins that. We just need to fix this back the way it was. So how many 2s are there left? There's only the couple of 2s. Wait. Shit, this is so freaking hard. Too many equals. This is silly. I mean, slot that in there like an idiot. Let me think. If 6, and why do I think it has to be that way? Well, the preclusion is there has to be, in order to do doubles, that's the only way that you can have that setup. It has to be doubles because of the geometry of the dice. Dominoes. So your butt sex is obvious. And then if I do 5, 1, then I can do 6, 1. And the other 6 is irrelevant, so we can make it a 6, 4. And then a 6, 1, or 4, 1. Now we can do 4, 3, 1, 5. No, it doesn't make any. 4. Is there a 4, 5? There's a 4, 5. So if we do 4, 5, then we could do 1, 3, 1, 3, 6, but then we need a 5, 2. So that this mapping also doesn't work. Because now we need a 5, 2. What? So if we 6, 2, this and the 4, we can't, there's not enough 3s to put the Poo-poo-doo-poo-doo. Unless 5-1 doesn't go there, and well, obviously 5-1 wouldn't go there. Switch out. I think 4-1 is correct, but then 6-1 has to go here if 6, and then, no, not 6. 6 something. 6-1 has to go vertical up, and the other 6 is 6-4. Just a free two. 5. How to, huh? Like 1, 3, 4, 5, 4, 6, 6, 6, 6, 5, 6, 4, 5, 4, 5. There's no 4, 5. What the? Wait. Oh, the 4, 5. Okay then. 4, 3, 1, 5. But then in the 5, 5. But then we need the 1, 5 down here. Fuck you. And let's say the other 5 is there. That doesn't help because, I mean, if 1, 3, then 4, 5. And you see how that makes a 6 instead of 8. I know that's wrong. So then, what can I do? There's not enough 3s. The 1 and the 6. 6 and the 2. There's no 5, 2. 5, 3. 5, 1. 6, 1, 4, 1. Are there 5 4s? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. But there's no double 4, so you can't put the... What? Oh, shut up. Still out of... Shut up! God damn it. Wait, 4, 5... Okay, hold on. If I 4, 5... That solves the 8. It doesn't solve anything else. If I 1, 5... The 3 is throwing me off, and the whole thing about where the 2 goes is also throwing me off. Because what about if it's 0, 4? Then I need a 6, 2, but there's the 6 must... You have to use the 6. So it's like... Or it's a 1, in which case it could be 1, 3. And that would... Am I wrong about how the zeros are? Because that shapes everything else. But no, I can't use the 4. We explained this. The doubles don't work. The 4s need a double in order to like this needs to be double. It can't be anything else. And there's only 2 doubles, the 6s and the 5s. So like 4, 3 doesn't. 5, 5, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. If 5, 4 if 7, still wrong. 7, 2 is an 8. This is a 5. Also, that's a 4. And what the fuck is wrong with me? It goes there. 5, 3. That's wrong. 5, 1. 5. There's only so many 1s. And you can't do the 3s. So it's either 5. How do you have it? Are there 3 threes? There are 3 threes. Hold the phone. I've missed this entirety. Hold on. Wait a second. Hold on, wait a minute. Put a little... We could do something else with this. Because if that, then we need a 3, 1. Or a 3, the 3, 1. That doesn't work. Literally doesn't work. But if we 3, 3, 4, 4, 1, 5, 1, 5, 1, 5, 4. Okay. Yeah, we did this. Holy Mackinac. Okay, so the 3s I should have maybe seen, and that would have helped, but oh my God. Yeah, that makes sense why you would use and the 4s are random. That's fun. That is fun. That's a head scratcher. If you like this, leave a comment and like and consider subscribing. I like puzzles. And if you think I should put on music in the background or something, I'll think about that. Put a comment on some places you can get copyright free music. Shut up. I'm not gonna figure that out. Fuck you.